Jet turbine, perhaps? Well, how about a 4-cylinder engine? Yes, it's true. The fully redesigned 2015 Ford Mustang can be had with a 4-banger under that long, proud hood. So, let's go ahead and check out this 2015 Ford Mustang. Now, the new Mustang styling is pretty distinctive, and it gives the car a more aggressive look this time around. Although the side window design calls a modern Aston Martin, classic Mustang styling cues abound elsewhere, from the large trapezoidal grille and angle-backed headlights to the fastback roofline and the 3-bar taillights. The wheelbase and overall length are similar to the outgoing car, but the new one sits about 1.5 inches lower, is about 1.5 inches wider, and has a 3-inch wider rear track. Meanwhile, the cabin boasts higher quality materials, more elbow room, and a sportier, smaller, leather-wrapped steering wheel that both tilts and finally telescopes. Now here goes the key fob design for the new Mustang. As you can see, it's a pretty high quality design here. Looks pretty distinctive, and then you have your Mustang logo on the back right here. And then you have your lock, unlock to release your trunk, but you have to press that 2 times, and then your panic button right here. Now our Mustang we have here is equipped with the 3.7 liter V6 and the 6-speed manual transmission. And you do have some pretty nice looking 17-inch painted aluminum wheels. Now you do have smart key access on the driver and passenger door. Has a black cloth interior. Power driver's seat, power lumbar, manual recline. Now stepping on into the interior of the new Mustang, as you can see, it's a much more interesting and high quality design here. Of course, the step-in height is pretty low. This is a muscle car, of course, so they have to keep it pretty low here. It's a sports car. But overall, the design of it is where they really improved on the most, is on the interior design and the exterior design as well of the new Mustang. Now you do have push-button ignition. Just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to start. Now coming to your transmission, you have a 6-speed manual transmission. A 6-speed automatic is available with paddle shifters, and you also do have a rear view camera too. And of course you do have a full leather wrapped steering wheel. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on the lights, your fog lights, and the hazards too. Automatic driver's side window. And let's go ahead and pop up the hood and check out the engine bay of the new Mustang. Underneath, the Mustang lineup finally gets an independent rear suspension. True, the Mustang has gone along quite well with its old tech solid rear axle design the past few years, but this independent rear suspension brings welcome enhancements to the Mustang's on-road demeanor, particularly for ride comfort and handling. Ford claims the 2015 Mustang is more stable during braking and acceleration, and steers way more precisely this time around. You have a nice curvaceous long hood, finished off with these pretty nice premium looking LED daytime running lights, and then you have HID's standard equipment as well. And like I said, you do have halogen fogs too. Pretty bold and aggressive looking presence, however. Now essentially, since we have the base Mustang, we have the 3.7 liter V6. This powertrain is pretty peppy. However, if you want a little more power out of the Mustang, you definitely want to go and step up to the 5 liter V8 in the GT model. And then you can also get a 2.3 liter 4-cylinder turbo. Now, in this powertrain, you're looking at EPA estimates of 17 in the city and 28 on the highway. However, if you want better fuel efficiency, you'll definitely want to go and step up to the 2.3 liter inline turbo 4-cylinder. However, this powertrain produces 300 horses at 6,500 RPM and 270 pound-feet of torque at 4,000 RPM. Now, Mustang fans will know that this isn't the first time a 2.3 liter turbo 4 has been offered in the original pony car. But unlike those best forgotten mills of the late 1970s and early 1980s, this one packs much greater refinement and higher fuel efficiency. Not to mention double the power. Specifically, that little powerhouse cranks out 310 horses and up to 320 pound-feet of torque, and still rates up to 26 mpg combined, which is very impressive. But however, in a traditional muscle car, if you want the most power out of the muscle car, you definitely want to go and step up to the V8. Now trims of the new Mustang start at the V6 model, which starts at $23,600, and then you have the EcoBoost, which it comes with the 2.3-liter inline turbo 4-cylinder, and that starts at $25,170, and then the EcoBoost Premium, which starts at $29,170, and then you have the GT, which starts at $32,100, and the GT can go all the way up to $46,170. Now competitors of the Mustang, of course, are the Dodge Challenger and Chevrolet Camaro. Now compared to those cars, I think the Mustang is definitely the best looking muscle car you can get in the class. I just think it's very distinctive, and I think it's the most fuel efficient as well as one of the most powerful in the class. Now like I said, your EPA estimates are at 17 in the city and 28 on the highway. Total vehicle price is $25,420. Coming to the rear, you have full LED tail lamps, dual exhaust tips too, and a LED third brake light at the top. Coming to the rear, it's very unmistakably Mustang, and you can really tell by the taillight design, by the 3-bar taillight design. But overall, I love the look of the new Mustang. It's a very distinctive looking car. Soft touch materials on the armrest. The mid-door panel is wrapped in a pretty nice cloth. It transitions from a nice leather padding to the cloth. Upper door panel is hard to the touch, however it is a very nice graining compared to what it was in the 2014 model year Mustang. And let's go ahead and rev it up and see how she sounds. Very nice. Love the sound of that V6. I'd love to have a V8 just to show you guys. Now, as far as build quality and materials go in the new Mustang, this is where they improved on the most in the new Mustang. The old one was mediocre in terms of its build quality and materials, but this one is vastly improved. You have nice stitching on top of this portion right here. It's also nice and soft to the touch. Also on top of this portion as well. And then where you might rest your elbows on the armrest right here, it's also very nice and soft to the touch. And then it's just a much more high quality cabin here. Also this part right here is also nice and soft to the touch as well. And everything just feels much better built inside of this car. Everything feels much more solid. Now you're probably wondering, how does the new Mustang drive? Well, the 2015 Mustang EcoBoost equipped with the optional performance package, the new Mustang is a significant step forward in terms of its ride and handling. The Turbo 4 puts forth a fairly smooth and impressively broad-shouldered spread of power that gives the car a robust thrust around town. Now, also being 100 pounds lighter over the front tires than the V8, the EcoBoost front end feels spry, turning crisply into corners with enthusiasm. Body roll is well controlled too, and the summer tires cling on the pavement is tenacious. The new independent rear suspension has given the Mustang a big shot of refinement in the way it handles the blacktop. Whether that pavement is smooth or riddled with ruts and bumps, the previous Mustang's oftentimes jostling demeanor over broken pavement has been replaced with a supple, confident demeanor. The steering is precise and quick, though driving enthusiasts will likely desire more road feel. Now, as far as visibility goes inside of this vehicle, glass area all around is okay. Outward visibility can be a whole lot better. And the blind spots can be pretty massive, but that's pretty much to be expected when you buy a sports coupe. But at least a rear view camera does come as standard equipment on the Mustang. Now coming to your center stack controls here, it's pretty well labeled and easy to read. However, I would love to see bigger knobs and buttons. But over here you have your front window defroster, your rear window defroster, your different zones, of course, your recycling mode. Down here you have your traction control off, and right here you have your different steering modes. You have a comfort mode, a normal mode, and a sport mode as well. Coming down here, you will find your USB port, a 12-volt power outlet, a little storage cubby right here. Coming down here, you have your cup holders, of course, and then right here you have a USB port, a auxiliary input, and another 12-volt power outlet. Center console storage is pretty small. It can be slightly better. Up here you have a auto-dimming rearview mirror, and then your interior illumination lighting, of course. Headliner is also pretty high quality too. Now coming to the main head unit here, this is the base head unit, of course, and the rendering of it is pretty crisp and clear. And of course you can get the new My Ford touch system. You have your volume knob right here, your tune button, and then your seat track buttons, your phone controls. And then coming right here you have your optical disc drive, your radio, AM, FM. And then over here you have your dial buttons right there. I love the way the new vents are also designed in the car. Pretty distinctive looking. And then also I love this carbon fiber looking trim that goes throughout the whole front end of the cabin near the dashboard. It looks pretty good. Gives the cabin much more contrast. And then right there you also have your Mustang logo since 1954. Now coming to the new steering wheel design, I love the new steering wheel design. It's very distinctive looking, very stylish, and doesn't feel as dated and cheap as the old one. It's a very high quality design here, and I love how the buttons just come like this. And it's kind of weird. I just love how they just come like that. It's a very nicely designed steering wheel here. But over here, you have your cruise control buttons, of course. And then this is, all these controls right here is to control your center screen right there, which I will get to in just a second. Over here you have your Bluetooth phone controls and your voice recognition and your steering wheel mounted audio controls too. And you do have a manual tilt and finally telescoping steering wheel. But of course, since this is a base model, this is a pretty nice base model here. The Mustang can be much nicer. You can get many features on this car than you ever did before, and it can be much more luxurious this time around. Now coming to the gauges, I love the new gauges. The gauges are crisp and clear, have a sporting flair to them, of course. And then you have your gauge mode in the center screen right here. You have your distance till empty, your tire pressure monitoring, and then basically this is going to show you much vehicle information. Your oil pressure, your inlet air temperature, your cylinder head temperature, voltage, pretty useful stuff to know. Then you have your trip and fuel, trip odometer, your average fuel economy. And then you also do have your track apps. You have your acceleration timer, your brake performance, and then you can clear the results or view your results. And then you have your accelerometer, driver assistance, hill start assist, and of course you can get more safety technologies on the new Mustang. You can change the lighting, the locks, the windows, many vehicle settings that you can change. But overall, this cabin is really nice for a base model. Alright, and let's go ahead and shut down the Mustang. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle, including if there's enough space in the rear seats as well. Let's go ahead and check out the trunk capacity. Now to get into the rear seats, just pull this up and then pull up the seat forward a little bit and then just hop right in. Now sitting back here, the legroom is very horrid, I have to say, and the seats do provide pretty decent comfort. However, I do definitely only recommend these seats for small children only. Headroom is also pretty mediocre as well. But that's pretty much expected when you buy this kind of car. It's not a family vehicle here. However, if you're looking for a little more room inside of the cabin, the Dodge Challenger might suit you a little bit better. Alright. But at least these seats fold down for added cargo capacity. Cargo capacity is decent, but like I said, the rear seats do fold down to maximize cargo room. The trunk is pretty easy to open up as well. So with its wide range of engine options, a new rear suspension provides better handling and ride dynamics, and a more refined interior, the 2015 Ford Mustang brings the iconic pony car into a more fuel-efficient future without sacrificing any of its trademark swagger or performance. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.